Today I thought I'd talk about something that I find quite interesting, which is the black swan. Not the physical ones that you find in Australia, but the theory developed by Taleb about typically economic events, but I thought they could apply to relationships quite well. A black swan is an event that is rare, has a large impact, and one that you don't have, and in retrospect, one that you're able to explain. I think breakups are because they tend to be unexpected, and only in hindsight do you see everything that goes wrong with your relationship. And I think it's quite funny because, I mean, it's not rare, so calling it a black swan is a bit wrong. It's not technically accurate, but I like the idea. It usually comes from communication, and it's a bunch of small things that build up to cause a bigger problem. It's like you can't really predict. Everyone says, oh, communication is the most important in a relationship, and they're probably right. But it's one of those lessons that's hard to learn until you get it wrong. It's like, it's easy to say communication works, but if both people aren't interested or aren't willing to make it work, then it's kind of hard. But then you also have to know what good communication looks like. You can say, oh yeah, we have great communication, but then you realise there are small things you're not talking about. Because relationships are built on those small things. It works in both ways. Like, you can have the accumulation of positive things, or you can have the accumulation of negative things. And the positive things hopefully will lead to a strong relationship, and the negative ones probably a breakup. So yeah, black swans are interesting. Relationship breakups are interesting. It's why you've got to have those hard conversations early. You can't leave them and be naive and say, oh yeah, we'll just talk about this later. No, you've got to talk about it right now, because if you want to be serious about something, you've got to do it right at the beginning, because otherwise both people are going to get hurt even more. The longer you leave it, the worse it gets. And it's hard. That's the point. If hard conversations were easy, then everyone would have 100% success rate in their relationship. But people don't. Life doesn't work that way. There are so many circumstances that affect things, and usually it's just a lot of small things that lead to a breakup. It's never typically the large, oh they did this. And even if it is, that's probably down to a lot of small resentments. There's the quote, unspoken expectations lead to resentment. And it's just so true. It's the smallest things. And you notice that when people make like snarky comments, when they say something that they say they don't mean, but you know that there's something that's wrong. And those are the comments that I actually like looking into, because they reveal that something is wrong and that something can be improved. And sometimes people don't want to talk about it because they feel guilty, or they feel like they made an error. But that's the most important time to talk about it, because otherwise it's not going to get better. If you don't speak about it, it's only going to get worse. But relationships are hard. I'm not an expert in them, hence why I'm talking about it right now. But I'm willing to learn, and I guess it's a lifelong process, because you will never be perfect. And the minute you admit that you are, you set yourself up for failure.